Okay, today we're going to learn Old McDonald, or Old MC Donald, however you want to put it. This is a level 2 lesson, so I'm expecting you already know B, A, G, and E, and low D. So low E and low D. If you haven't learned low E or low D, or B, A, and G, B, A, and G is level 1 lesson, E and D is level 2 lesson. So I'm expecting that you've already watched that. So we're going to get right into our music. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our rhythm of the song and we're going to clap it. Before we do that, you'll notice if you look at the music, there are some repeated patterns in this one. Just like if you looked at Hot Cross Buns, you notice there were some sections or measures in there that are the same. Here we have some measures that are exactly the same. We have some phrases that are the same. Our phrases are about 2 measures in this song. So our first phrase is the first 2 measures. Our second measure is 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th is the third phrase, and 4th phrase are 7 and 8. So if you notice, if you look at our music, our first and second measure are exactly the same as our 3rd and 4th, as well as the 7th and 8th. So we got 3 identical phrases in this one, just like we had in Hot Cross Buns, if you play that one with us. So what we're going to do first, like I said, is we're going to clap the rhythms of the whole song. So I've got my metronome set at 44 beats per minute. So pretty slow, or adagio tempo, right? And remember, we got some paired 8th notes in this. Paired 8th notes get 2 sounds to the beat, right? So, right? Or 1, 2, right? So, we got some paired 8th notes in this one, and we've got some quarter notes, and we have some half notes, which get 2 beats for 1 clap. Alright, so here we go. 1, 2, clap the rhythm. Okay, excellent. Have to excuse me, I'm a little bit stuffy today. It's a little hard to breathe. So next what we're going to do is we're going to take those phrases, our first phrase, which are the first 2 measures, and we're going to take our fingers and we're going to move our fingers and say the letter names in rhythm of the song. So we'll go ahead and do that right there at the same tempo. So the first 2 measures, right, starts on a G. See, we're going to go down to a low D, up to a E, back down to a B, A, G. Okay. 1, 2, say and move your fingers. G, 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 D, E, E, D, B, B, A, G. Good. Alright, let's try that again. It's going to be again because it's measure 3 and 4. 1, 2, ready, here we go. G, 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 D, E, E, D, B, B, A, G. Okay, if that's a little too fast for you, what you can do is you can just look at measure 1. You can just look at measure 1 and go, alright, gotta take that really slow. G, 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 D, E, E, D. And measure 2, B, B, A, G. Okay, you can totally do that, right? Nothing wrong. It's good to practice slow. If you practice it slow, you'll go ahead and teach your fingers to dance, and when you try to speed it up, do it much more accurately, right? So remember, you've got a pause button. You can pause it, you can rewind it. Don't go ahead until you're ready, right? If you need to go slower than me, that's totally fine. Go ahead and do it. You need to do it where it works for you, right? That's what this is about. Okay, let's go ahead and look at that third phrase, or measure 5 and 6. We have a bunch of repeated G's in this one. In fact, measure 5 is nothing but G's. Well, actually, measure 6 is nothing but G's. So, this one should be pretty straightforward. 1, 2, ready, here we go. G, 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 G. Okay, good. And then our last two measures, measure 7 and 8, are the same as the first two. 1, 2, say and move your fingers. G, 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 D, E, E, D, B, B, A, G. Okay, good. If you had some struggles with that, make sure you rewind it. Alright, we're going to take the whole thing, we're going to put it together this time and go through the whole tune. Actually, let's take that back. Let's go through the first half and we'll stop after measure 4, okay? 1, 2, move your fingers with me. G, 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 D, E, E, D, B, B, A, G. Do that again. G, 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 D, E, E, D, B, B, A, G. Good. Let's go on to phrase 3 and phrase 4, starting at measure 5. 1, 2, ready, here we go. G, 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 D, E, E, D, B, B, A, G. Alright, good. Now let's put the whole thing together. 1, 2, ready, here we go. G, 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 D, E, E, D, B, B, A, G, 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 D, E, E, D, B, B, A, G, 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 D, E, E, D, B, B, A, G. Okay, good. You want to do that until you can comfortably do that, or feel pretty confident with that. Now let's go ahead and start adding some air. Remember, when you get down to that low D and low E, you're going to have to slow your air down, or else you're going to get some squeaky notes, right? The lower you go, the slower you have to go with that air. And remember to use that slow warm air and to put those T's at the beginning of each note, right? It's very important. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to play phrase 1, which is measures 1 and 2. Okay? Just phrase 1. 1, 2, play it with me. Okay, good. Alright, let's move on to phrase 2, which we know is identical to phrase 1. 1, 2, ready, and play. Alright, that brings up a great thing. You can hear how my recorder's acting a little funny there. It's because what's happened is I've been playing it for a little while, and there's some moisture that has gotten in there. We know that when we breathe out, there's moisture in it, and so it's There's been some condensation on the inside of the instrument. So what you can do to clear that out is you're going to just breathe in. I cover all the holes typically. Or another thing you can do, instead of breathing in, is you can take your hand and wrap it around the thimble here, like this, and you can blow through it, and it'll just clear the instrument out. It'll make that little whistle too. Okay. Alright, so it should be good to go. Let's go with the third phrase. Measure 5. 1, 2, ready, here we go. Good. And then measure 7 and measure 8, or phrase 4. 1, 2, ready, you go. Okay, fantastic. This time, let's put a little bit more together. I'm going to go ahead and play all the way through the song. If you want, you can play all the way through with me, or you can just play the first half, and then back it up, and then play the second half, and then back it up, and then play the whole thing. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and play all the way through it, and you can make a choice. You can play all the way through it, or you can just choose a half and play just half of it, and then back it up and play the other half, and then back it up and play the whole thing. Okay? So you can break it into pieces like that if you like, or you can just join me and try to go all the way through it. It's up to you. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, ready, here we go. Alright, excellent. Thank you for joining me, and keep working on that. Get it to where it sounds really nice. Share it with a friend, teach a friend, and happy recorder playing. See you later.